So considering that my camera decides to die during my training session, I will be literally talking over, and you'll see my absolutely gorgeous face throughout this video. So yeah, I am like basically in my boxers because the UK is basically like a sauna right now, and for those who haven't experienced British heat, it's an experience nonetheless, because if I'm being honest, 40 degrees in like Cyprus is nothing compared to this. This is like, what, 30 degrees currently? And it's about to rain and everything. But it's sweltering. I don't know why, but I'm trying to get the best sleep I can. But anyway, on to leg day. The day that I sweated the most. And considering it was like at the height of 28 degrees and very, very moist yesterday, which was when I did leg day, yeah, I was incredibly sweaty. Like, I had more moisture on me than I've ever had. You know, it's like I was in a diddy pie. But anyway, we're on to squat. So I'll have squat somewhere on here, either over my face or in the corner or something, or I be in the corner, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I did 145 for 2 and 140 for 4 and two sets. This was just primarily because I'm a bit like fatigued from push day, which I squat on push day for those who don't know. And yeah, I squatted 207.5 kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds off my head. I was originally going to go for 210, but unfortunately, yeah, just didn't go that well. So yeah, but with that, it was okay, you know, because I just didn't have the energy, and to be honest, yesterday I didn't have the energy either. But yeah, it went pretty well, went to depth, just felt a bit in my quad, you know, but that can be all solved by a bit of, you know, recovery. Now, on to some RDLs. This is going to be a very, very quick video, I can already tell. So RDLs, I specifically use them for strength basis type, you know, movement, because I just prefer doing RDLs for like strength and everything, and I like getting strong on them. And before people say, oh, RDLs, they're bad for you, they're this, they're that. If you're stupid enough to, you know, whack on 4 plates without fucking warming up, then yes, it will blow your goddamn hamstring off. But I can tell you this, and to any woman that might be watching my video, which is probably 0 if I'm being honest, yeah, it will grow your ass. Like, I can't explain to you how big my fucking cheeks are compared to a lot of women in the gym. Like, sometimes I believe if I was a woman, I'd be the baddest bitch on the planet. But with my RDL being like around 160 on average to 170 on average, which I was of course a bit fatigued from, you know, deadlifting and squatting to the max of 2 reps. And yeah, I only did 140. I mean, it was fucking easy, so. But I definitely got the stimulation I wanted. But yet again, I'm just trying to like activate my, you know, hamstring in its lengthened position, and I find it typically works. I mean, I just see so many people not do leg day, and it's like, bruh, you're missing out on half your body. And for all those leg day skippers out there, if you don't have quads and hamstrings the size of an average human waist, and that's like, what, 32 inches, you have no right to honestly, you know, skip the leg day. Because look at you, you're a skinny little twink boy. Get on some legs, because you're a little pussy. Oh, it hurts. Why? I've never heard so much bitching in my life. Let's be honest, you're just a pussy. Prove me wrong. But anyway, with that in mind, we're on to Bulgarians. And before people start whining, Bulgarians don't do anything, they do a lot. Because my friends found a lot of improvements, as in like you know, his quads have massively increased due to this method called Bulgarian split squat. Primarily because it just like activates in, you know, the right areas, because you're trying to get that teardrop muscle when you're trying to build your quads. You're trying to get that teardrop, that, you know, that sick look, you know, the freaky look. And I tend to find it activates that a bit, but in my general census, I use Bulgarians for not only balance, but also, you know, just because I have injured my hip flexors in the past, almost like a stretch. And that's the only reason why I do them. Like, you can just see me have like 24 kilos in each hand. Granted, it's a lot easy, yeah, which I'll be going up in weight next session, because now I'm not like falling over as much, you know, I'm not like shaking and shit. So definitely improving in that regard. And everyone hates on it. They're like, oh, I'm so scared. Jesus Christ. It's almost like you're scared of women. Like, calm down. It's not a woman. It's just Bulgarians. Would you rather speak to a woman that doesn't like you, or do some Bulgarians? Ego or ego? Pick your battles. Because I'd rather pick a Bulgarian split squat that I know will benefit me down the line. Because not only does Bulgarian train strength, you know, like the stuff you need for what you can actually, a lot of people actually use Bulgarians to jump higher. Cool fact, you know. I mean, if you're doing basketball, it's a fair good exercise for that explosive power. But anyway, less of me talking about Bulgarians. We are going to the single leg press. Just a personal choice of mine. I like doing a single leg on this movement. And, you know, it's just what I do. And as you can see, I got like 100 kilo on the sled. I typically lower the weights down and down and down until my quads literally feel like they're gonna kill themselves. And yeah, that's basically my training. I do like a top set, you know, keep dropping it until I can't do anymore, you know, because that's just the way I train. I train very intensely, and when it comes to like building muscle, and I just find it really does work for me, because I mean, my legs have never really been my strong suit, like just in my whole physique, but I feel like they've definitely gone stronger and, you know, bigger due to like doing the strength training just in like rep ranges, and then the rest of it in, you know, the past failure kind of thing. So that's just a personal point of mine. If you want to do it, please go ahead. You'll love it in the end, because once you've finished, you feel like 100%, and you honestly are so glad it's over. And that is leg day. If you don't hate it during the workout and then you love yourself in the end, you're not training hard enough. So, on to the next exercise, some quad extensions. Now, I preferably do single leg because I can full stack the machine in this gym, and I just tend to find it's quite a good stretch. You know, it's a lot better with a single leg. I think that's just primarily because you're focusing on one muscle at a time, you know, and yeah, I just tend to find it's quite good. You know, it puts your rectus femoris, or whatever the fuck it's called, in a very straight lengthened position, and it builds it quite well. And also it activates all the other muscles that I don't know the name of, because who gives a shit about Latin? But yeah, it's just a good exercise, you know, for if you want to build your quads. Because when I've added these in, and, you know, added the single leg press, I just like, you know, I like training my legs individually, because then they get stronger each time. So, and then my like strength training, typically like squats and everything, they do alright, you know. But yet again, it's just personal choice at that point. And yeah, fairly simple. Now onto the final exercise, because fuck calves, I don't really need to train them. I promise you I don't need to train them, you know. But anyway, some hamstring curls. And granted, I have probably the shittest hamstring curl ever in this gym. It is the Technogym hamstring curl. It doesn't have the little pad where you can pull yourself forward and you can properly go to town on your hamstrings. No, it's one where you have to literally lean back to even feel anything. And yeah, with this one, I do get the activation, which is a good thing, but yet again, it isn't as good as some other, models of hamstring curls. Granted, I don't like the lying down curl because I just feel as exposed as I would be at a Diddy party. But yet again, it's at least doing some activation, because even if you have this sort of machine or a different kind of hamstring curl, it still activates it regardless. Like, it all depends on how far you pull the leg thing, and if you feel a stretch at the top, which I typically did. I typically do on this hamstring curl, so it's at least somewhat decent. And yeah, may just not be as good, but it at least does the job. And yeah, with RDLs and leg curls, you just put your hamstring in multiple positions, because hamstring has three different muscle fiber things, but I think one of them is in lengthened, and then the rest of them shortened. That's how they're mainly activated. But yeah, again, you activate the whole muscle anyway. But yes, that was my leg day. Unfortunately, I couldn't film most of it because not only was my phone dead, not dead, but on low battery, but this thing was also on low battery, because I'm a goddamn idiot. And yeah, and you can see from pictures or videos I have here of my legs, just putting on an intro or outro or whatever. Yeah, just I don't see why people skip legs. It improves so many things. Like, you can walk a lot more, because when you grow older, your muscle begins to break down, which is the unfortunate side for many people who are addicted to caffeine and the gym all at once, because all that muscle just begins to disintegrate, and then you're kind of like, oh no, I can't walk anymore, which is a very thing that hits home, because my granddad can't typically walk. So I'm trying to walk as long as possible, and so a nurse doesn't have to wipe my ass, because there's nothing more embarrassing than getting someone to wipe your own ass, because I'd rather be a man and be able to wipe my own ass. So yeah, that's just my leg day overall, and it is alright. It's just like, yet again, fatigue and everything, which is to be expected, just a couple of days after PRing and everything. But all's going good, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little difference of a slight difference of a video, But anyway, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please consider liking and subscribing. Please like this video if you like this sort of content type or something like that. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.